Hi coaches, my name is Jerry Branch. I'm the Director of Programs here at Kids Incorporated, and I really look forward to working with all of you in the upcoming sports and seasons. So let's get started on winter basketball. Appreciate you tuning in. Season begins on February 25th, 2022, and the season will end on March 26, 2022. Payments are due February 16th, 2022. We ask that you all pay by this date, and you can pay online, you can pay by phone, or you can just come into the office to make those payments. And coaches, I just want to make sure that you know that, hey, if you have any questions about this meeting, you can reach out to me, Jerry Branch, at 806-376-5936 or jbranch@kidsinc.org, and I can answer any questions you have concerning this meeting. So the roster maximum this season is going to be 10 players. We may call you and ask you if you can add a few more, but that will totally, the maximum is 10 players. And keep in mind that if you have 7 or 8 players and we have players in the pool, we're going to want all these kiddos to get to play. So we'll probably give you a call and we'll can add players to your roster to make a total of 10. So just keep that in mind, and we appreciate that. Once the season's over, we would really like everybody to turn in their equipment by April 1st so we can use that equipment again next season. And we also ask that once you get your roster, please reach out to those players as soon as you can. We have a lot of parents and kids that are wondering if they got placed on a team. So if you could reach out to them as soon as possible to give them the information they need for the upcoming season, we really appreciate that. All right, please remember, coaches, that all players must be in the 3rd or 6th grade during this school year to play. We can't allow any 2nd graders, 1st graders, or even older kids, 7th or 8th, to play in this league. This is a 3rd through 6th grade only league. And you know, Kids Incorporated, we don't want to have to, but we'll have to, if somebody requests, we can look for eligibility to play in the league. Kids Incorporated will always furnish the balls. 28.5 inch is the balls we'll be using. Please, also we're a guest at AISD. When you're in those middle school gyms, please remember not to be dribbling or throwing the ball or bouncing the ball everywhere in those foyers or hallways, so we can keep those guys happy over there. You must wear your assigned Kids Incorporated shirt. Keep it tucked in so we don't have any injuries by pulling on shirts or anything to that matter. And please remember, anything like earrings that are dangling or necklaces or anything like that is not permitted. Bobby pins are fine. If the girls need to keep their hair up like that, that'll be okay. So as far as the rules, the game will consist of 2 16-minute halves with a running clock. All players in this league must play a minimum of 16 minutes. One parent, we'd appreciate it if you'd provide one parent to sit at the table to keep track of those substitutions. Game will be considered a forfeit if one or both teams are not present by 5 minutes after the game is scheduled to begin. Halftime will be 2 minutes only. We have hour intervals on these games, so it'll only be 2 minutes. A 1-minute break is allowed between quarters, and each team will be allowed 2 30-minute timeouts per game. We will not be having any overtime period in this. If a game ends in a tie, it's a tie. We will not be playing any overtime due to time restraints. The home team will provide the scorekeeper, and the visiting team will provide the timekeeper. The timekeeper will run the clock according to the rules and subject to the official's direction. All goals will be 10 feet. Lane violation is still 3 seconds. And a player is still 10 seconds to get it from the backcourt to across the half-court line. And we also ask, if a team is leading by 20 points or more, there will be no pressing allowed by the team that's ahead. And teams may play man-to-man or zone defense. This is a true basketball rules, so we can play any type of defense that you'd like to play. The jump ball will only be on opening tip, and the possession arrow will point to whatever team gets possession after that. 5 fouls per player. You will be fouled out of the game if you get fouled. A technical foul against a player will also be considered a personal foul. Technical fouls against a non-player will result in the opposing team receiving 2 shots and the ball out of bounds. By non-player, that means coaches, fans, anybody like that receives a technical. 2 non-player technical fouls will result in the coach and or parent leaving the game, and they will be suspended for the next 2 games. When an assistant coach receives a technical foul, they must leave the bench. The technical will be marked against the head coach if an assistant gets the technical. 2 technical fouls on a player will result in them being ejected from the game, and they will not be allowed to play in the next 2 games. Technical fouls will be called if coaches, assistant coaches, or parents are on the court while play is going on. A second warning for an illegal offense or defense will result in a technical foul, although we shouldn't have too many of those due to the being allowed to run any type of defense. Players will shoot fouls, just like your basketball rules. They will shoot from the regular free throw line, 3rd grade through 6th grade. And you will have the 7th foul bonus, 1-and-1 after 7, and 2 shots on the 10th. The clock will stop on all free throws throughout the game. So coaches, what we ask, your responsibility here is for the physical and mental well-being of all children while you're coaching them. We just want to maintain an adequate level of discipline, conduct, control your team. Coaches, parents, everybody, you're responsible for everyone that's at that game representing your team. So we ask that any questions, I'm sure the officials are open to questions, or just keep it let's keep it respectful and just have a good time and show the kids what we're out there playing for fun and to learn a sport. And coaches, just remember that the officials, like any other sport, there's a shortage of officials, and those guys are out there and ladies are out there doing their best. Just keep in mind that the games can't be played without these officials, and they are in charge of the game, and they have the final authority on the court. And the benches are used for coaches and players. You can keep 1 assistant on the bench with you and no more than 1. And I would ask that let's make sure that if you have someone practicing with your team or on the bench, they have to have a background check. So let's make sure we're getting those done before the season so we don't have any questions on who's out there coaching our kids. And coaches must stay in the box area. There's a 5 to 10 foot box area that you need to stay in. Don't be roaming the sidelines like all the way down to the end court and stuff like that. If a team has 2 coaches, 1 coach can stand, the other must be sitting. So no 2 coaches at one time standing. So we appreciate your helping us out on that. Any cussing or obscene, abusive, or degrading language during our games in the presence of Kids Incorporated event is strongly prohibited. We appreciate you keeping all that stuff out of the game and away from our kids. So thank you again for that. Don't handle a child in any aggressive or abusive manner. And any act of violence by a coach or assistant coach, player, or parent, we can be suspended indefinitely. And we don't want you. We appreciate you coaching. We appreciate the parents having their kids in our program. So all we ask is that you guys not do that type of thing, so we can continue having you in our program. Just accept the decisions of the officials on the court and doing their best of their ability. Do not criticize the opposing team, their players, or coaches, or fans. Let's have some good sportsmanship out there and have a great season. No drugs, alcohol, or tobacco in any form is permitted at any of our Kids Inc. events, so let's make sure that we follow that. And no ineligible players. Let's not be bringing people that haven't signed a waiver or part of your roster or is in our system, because we have liability there. We'd really appreciate that, you keeping with that rule. And let's just always just keep good sportsmanship. Let's teach our kids what playing sports is about and good sportsmanship, and keep that in mind. So really just we appreciate you coaches. We appreciate the parents that allow their kids to play in our program. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call. Like I said, I'm looking forward to working with all you guys and ladies, and just let me know if I can help you with anything. Have a great season, coaches.